Hello and welcome to the Guild, where we're going to go over the pre-orders and orders coming out for this week. So, as always, I'm Wes and he's Kyle. Well, Kyle, what do we got for the people this week?
Well, there's no new pre-orders. However, Games Workshop did come out with some previews of some stuff that's coming out over the year and also a brand new model for this year. Starting out with Azrael. The Keeper of Truth himself, Azrael, Supreme Grandmaster, makes sure to reclaim the fallen in the name of the Lion.
And that looks like a really nice model. Next up, several Space Marine boxes have been previewed. First up we have is the White Scars, led by Corsaro Khan. The Iron Hands, led by Iron Father Pharos. The Salamanders will be led by Adrax Agatone. And the Ultramarines will be led by Marnius Calgar.
Those look pretty good, actually. There's great value in those boxes. But moving on to Asmodee, we have the Blizzard Force. Darth Vader leads his assault on Echo Base with an ATST, speeder bikes, and some snowtroopers. But it also comes with some new command cards with that as well.
Good to see that pack being reprinted. Next up, we have Looney Tunes Mayhem. This 2 to 4 player game will have players sitting in the director's chair as they watch two teams try to knock each other out in iconic locations using tricks and traps.
It actually looks really interesting, but that is also coming along with some figure packs as well. This pack includes Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, Tweety Bird, and Sylvester, which these figures actually look pretty cool. I love Wile E. Coyote.
Oh yeah, all his devices.
Yes.
Next up we have Teen Titans Go Mayhem. This variation of the Mayhem game has players taking on roles of the iconic Teen Titans. Play as Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, or Raven.
Looks pretty fun.
Yeah, just need Beast Boy.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We also have the Scooby Doo Board game. In this board game, players join up with the Mystery Inc. as they try and capture a monster that's scaring everyone away. Make sure to figure out the mystery.
Sounds fun.
Zoinks.
Next up is Nords. We have several new expansions coming out for this game, such as The Blooded, Bo Chosen, Valkyrie, and Volva.
And these models actually do look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they look really great. I'd actually like to give this game a try.
Yeah, me too, for sure. But that wraps up the pre-releases. We're going to move on to Spotlight.
Welcome to Board Game Spotlight, where we're going to go over board games that we have in the store to give you an idea of what to expect. Here we have Outer Rim, and Kyle, what do we have to say about Outer Rim?
Well, outside of it's one of my favorite board games. This game is a game of pirates, smugglers, and bounty hunters, where you take on the role of one of the many characters in Star Wars and become. You could be Boba Fett the smuggler, Boba Fett the pirate, whatever you choose. Now, this game is set up in front of you, as you see. We have the Outer Rim here, which the name is detailed over. We have our standees that represent player characters. So, let's begin.
Now, what exactly can we do at the beginning of our turn?
Well, beginning of your turn, there are several activations that you can do. You can either recover or move. If you move, you can move on to a planet, as seen here. While you're on a planet or somewhere else in the galaxy, you go onto your planning step, which requires you to do several things. You can either recover or do an action on the planet. Those actions on the planet include picking up a card for a job, bounty, or other. You can also buy ships while you're on the planet.
That's very interesting. I see these little tokens here at the end with ships. They don't appear to be players. What are these?
Well, those are actually Imperial, Syndicate, Hutt, and Rebellion faction tokens, and what those represent are ships that are coming after you in the game. So if you run into them, they're called patrols, and several things can happen. You can either fight them or you can try to evade them.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of cards here on the different colors. What exactly are these cards and what are they used for?
Well, these cards include your ship cards, bounties, jobs, items, and upgrades, and they can include you could actually do bounties, player bounties this way, so it's interesting.
Okay. Well, as I'm looking up here, I do see, I believe this to be the character or player card, but I do see Boba Fett laid out. Can you be any character with any ship?
Not any character, but the characters that are in the board game and the expansion, which we will also cover. You can be any character in any ship that is allowed, and they do various things. You could have the Millennium Falcon as Boba Fett.
Sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I do see a lot of money piled up there on what appears to be a ship card. Why don't you tell me what's going on there?
Well, those are credits, and as you do jobs and do various activities in the galaxy, you will be paid for the jobs and such. And you actually use those to buy missions, upgrades, or ship cards.
Interesting. Now, these are the planet cards that you draw for the planets?
Yes, those are encounter cards.
Hmm.
So what can happen is they can give you a job, or they could say you run into an Imperial patrol on the planet. What do? You can fight them or run away. So there are several actions you can do with each of those planet cards. There's also nav cards, which they happen in the middle of nowhere, and things can happen. Bad things or good.
Sounds interesting. One last thing I want to touch on. I do see these little sliders here with different, it looks like factions on that. What's going on there?
Yeah, so you can actually gain infamy or become good with a faction. So say you want to be Boba Fett and be good with Rebellion, you can totally do that. Or you can be good with the Syndicate, however you dictate you want to play the game.
Well, it looks like a fun game to me.
It's a lot of fun. It's like I said, it's one of my favorites, and I really enjoy playing it.
I enjoy playing it when I'm not shot out of the sky.
That's true, yeah. Happens quite a bit, actually.
I don't know why, but it does.
Yes, yeah. So if this game seems like a game that you're interested in, we'd love for you to come into the guild and ask one of us, any of us here, if they want to play some Outer Rim. And we even have the expansion. So
we do have it for sale as well as in the back for play.
yes, we currently we have one, I believe, on the shelf and one in the back. So yeah.
Okay.
You could definitely come in and try it before you buy it.
All right. With that, I think we should get back to the news.
Absolutely.
Wow, that looks like a really fun game.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorites.
And they got that expansion coming out.
Yeah, the expansion's actually really cool because you get Dengar and a bunch of the other mercenaries that you didn't have in the original board game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, that kind of brings us to a close. Now, unfortunately, we're not doing final thoughts anymore, but we do have a new guild chat coming out where we give our thoughts on everything coming out. So
yeah.
Go check that out. And, if you want to see or have anything else for us, put it down in the comments on any of our social medias or come on in.
Yeah, we're at 205 South 1st, and we would love to have you, and come on in. And also, I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I don't think we said that.
No, we did not say that. And hopefully you have a New Year's if we don't see you then.
Yeah, absolutely. So come on in, and let's throw some dice.